So now, Kamal, do you have Buddha puja?
Yeah.
About to leave.
Yeah, it's ready.
Yes, please bring Buddha puja and put the cushion there. There's those cushion there in the corner there. Yes, and put here and do Buddha puja here.
We are not going to put there.
You can put there, but I'm talking about cushion. The cushions are there. You see here.
No problem.
Yes.
I want to organize.
Yeah, please organize. Okay, clear the space. Clear the space. So now the next ceremony is called Buddha Puja. This is very important. People go out and food the monks. They do what you call Buddha Puja, giving to honor, the respect, gratitude. The Buddha. This ceremony, as they arrange it, is a very important ceremony. When the Buddha said that if you know the importance, if you know the importance of giving, you would not even eat a mouthful without giving others. So we symbolize this financially. So we first give others, and then before we give. So we give, fast. That's what it's like.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy to see you at the Uganda Center today. We are celebrating the Vesak Day, which is as equivalent as the Christmas to the Christians. All our invited guests, feel at home. Our program was starting at 8. Between 8 and 9, that is when we expected the arrival of guests, which we did, and from 9 to 9:30 there was a meditation session that was led by the most venerable Bande, Buddha, and it is done. Then between 9:30 to 10:30 we had the ordination of the novice monks that you see in front here, and after another program was added in that included being blessed by the monks. And right now, we are on the stage of the performance of the Puja ceremony, which they are organizing. And immediately after, the monks shall leave for lunch because they always have their lunch between 11 to midday. People ask themselves why. I think Bante is in a position to explain to you why monks eat between 11 and midday. Then afterwards, we shall have presentations by different people, including Mr. Andrew Bagachi, Dr. Yuko Dauda, and others. Then we shall also have a speech by Mr. Gihan Silva, a Sri Lankan devotee. Then between midday and 1, we shall have the vegetarian meals for the guests. Ladies and gentlemen, don't expect any meat. We are at the Buddhist Center. Lunch is strictly vegetarian. Afterwards, we shall have a speech by Mr. Ashok Joshi, and we shall also have a speech by the Lord Mayor of our area, Mr. Kalema. Afterwards, we shall have a meditation and a speech by Venerable Band of the Then he will also give us blessings and chanting. Later on, we shall have a speech by His Excellency Mr. Verupai Kanathan, the Sri Lankan High Commissioner in Uganda, followed by a speech by the Chief Guest.
Highness Mr. William Gabulana DOP, the King of Busoga. Afterwards, we shall have the inauguration of the Sangha building that will be down there. We shall have a group photograph. Then a creative culture song shall be performed. Later on, we shall do a vote of thanks. Then we shall have some good Samaritans who are going to distribute some food items to people. And the function later on shall be adjourned. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Owekitiibwa Kago Eyawummula, Musajja wa Kabaka, Omusirikale wa Papa, Owekitiibwa Teofili Kago Malokwezi. Sebo tusanyuse nnyo okulaba. Basebo ne banyawo okubaddiramu mu lulimi olwafuutifuuti. Tweyanzizza nnyo era tubasanyukidde okujja Uganda Buddhist Center olunaku olwaleero. Olunaku lwe tuzze okusanyukirako luyitibwa Vesak Day, era nga eno ye Christmas ya Buddhism. Lwe lunaku Buddha lwe yazaalibwa, n'olw'ensonga eyo tukukuza mu mwezi ogwokutaano. Ku ssaawa 2 ez'okumakya wakati wa ssaawa 2 n'essatu twali twaniriza abagenyi baffe mu kifo kino. Wakati wa ssaawa 3:30 tubaddewo ne meditation session ng'ekulembeddwa Owekitiibwa ennyo Bante Buddha. Tutumaliriza akoze omukolo ogw'okuteeninga bye tuyise ba novice monks era abatudde waggulu wano olunaku olwaleero. Batennyonnyoddeko ensonga nnyingi nnyo nti basomeseddwa batuuse ku kitiibwa kino ate era tebagenda okubeera nga babeera mu kifo kino mpaka nga babuzizza emyaka 2. banaweza emyaka 2 ate bajja kubanga bagenda mu maaso n'okusomesebwa emyaka 5 olwo bateebwe nga bamonko abakuugiridde bagende babeerewo okulwabwe n'okukyasaanya enjiri ya Buddhism. Bwebamaliriza atusabiddeko n'abatuwa n'emikisa era nga omukolo oguddako okusaawa guno saawa eno bwe bayita kunda pujja obugenda okuba nga gukolebwa. Bwe tukumaliriza abamonks bagenda kufuluma wano bagende bali ekyemisana era bagambye ekyemisana kyabwe bakikwata wakati w'essaawa 5 n'omukaaga era ngenda kumusaba omukulu annyonnyole atuweeko katono abaagala okuyiga tumanye olusanga lwaki akalombolombo katambula kati. Bwe tumaliriza nga bo bagenze tugenda kufuna speeches ez'enjawulo okuli ow'ekitiibwa Prophet Malookweza abagenda okutugambayo akagambo kamba tuvuzeeko 2, omwami Andrew Bakaki, omwami Yukondawula n'abalala. Tugenda kubeerawo speech endala okuva omwami ayitibwa Gihan Silva nga mukkiriza okuva e Sri Lanka. Bwe tumaliriza tugenda kubanga naffe kati w'essaawa 6:7 tugenda ku kyemisana kye tuyise vegetarian meal ekyabagenyi baffe ffenna naye bannyonnyola nti ffeno mu Buddhism tetulya nnyama, tosuubirayo kanyama oba kakoko, tugenda kulya vegetarian meal. Oluvannyuma nno tugenda kufunayo speech okuva omukulu ayitibwa Archbishop Yoshi niyo okuva Waludumeya omwami Ronald Kalema. Bwe tumaliriza ekyo tujja kubeerawo ne meditation ne speech okuva ewa Venerable Bante Dalakita ajja otuwa omukisa ate era mu ngeri y'emu basinziremu n'okusinza. Oluvannyuma tujja kufuna speech okuva wa His Excellency Melutulai Kanathani wa Sri Lankan High Commissioner mu Uganda. Oluvannyuma tusuubira no speech okuva omugenyi omukulu ow'ekitiibwa ennyo William Gabula Nadiope kyabazinga wa Busoga. Oluvannyuma tujja kuba tuggulawo ekizimbe kyaffe ekitiziddwa Sanga Building abamonkusi baffe bagenda okubeera. Oluvannyuma tujja kuba ekifaananyi ekyawamu, tujja kubeerawo ne entertainment eya culture, tujja kuba tuyisa oba kubwebaza. Tulinayo okufuna abantu abaagala okutona okutugabirayoko ku bintu oba okugabira ku bantu abeetaaze obuyambi. Oluvannyuma tujja kumaliriza omukolo. Ezo essaawa zijja kubeera wakati w'essaawa 10 ne 10:15. Basebo ne bajja twongere okubaaniriza mwongere mutuule mukalire mugoberere ate era muyige mwebale kujja. Sebo beera ne Bante Dalakita okusaba era kantu kamu obulungi ku bantu baffe lwaki abamonko balya wakati w'essaawa 5 n'omukaaga.
Olwali n'omutabani wa Tefero Frank sinabira njagala kufaniriza taata wange ow'ekitiibwa Prophet Malookweza Kabgo omusirikale w'Empaapa era yakaweebwa ekitiibwa gwe Kabaka Ssaabasajja Kabaka. Nsiimye nnyo okwengadira ku mukolo guno n'oguwa ekitiibwa era nsanyukira. Omukolo gukyagenda mu maaso gwakatandika butandisi naye tutikidde abaana bano nasooka nzekka abana bagenze banneeyungako n'abalala waliwo abatali bano bali musiza bweru naye bano banneeyunzeeko baana 12 era tubaze ekizimbe wansi. Buli mwaka tujja kwemerako nga 12 wegenda werera emyaka 5 nga tuweereza abaana 6 abanagenda mu nsi za Africa okutabaza eddiini eno. Be bano ebagenda okukwata omumuli gw'ettooki okubanga basaasaanya ekitangaala. Bazadde baabwe bali wano abamu batasobodde kujja tebaze. Kati weewale nnyo okumuuza ekibuuzo lwaki bamonko balya ku ssaawa 5? Kale mu kusooka bamonko balyanga ssaawa zonna ze baagadde kuba baali batambula butambuzi. Eddiini eno ya Buddhism yajjawo kati 2006 yasookawo ne Christianity era baali batabaala hermits batabaala bagende. Emmere gye baafunanga yaweebwa n'abantu era ne mu ddiini ya mulala ku mulyango gw'omunaatulera. Kakati ekisaawa ekyo bamonko balyanga ssaawa zonna zonna zibagadde. But it's very difficult to see. We can see also from our person who works with the project. It's called Clerk of Works. Thank you very much for coming. We have this. It's very difficult to see. We can see also from our person who works with the project. It's called Clerk of Works. Sorry. Kakati bamungu bali na chenja ekyeggulo ekyemisana kakati mirundi esatu nga mukozi ngawe muli naye nga bagenda obudde akawungeezi kati bali abooza mu ntamu ne bagira amazzi naye waliwo ekizikiza bagenda okulaba banaye nga munkatobye nti banaye nga amazzi ganyokyeza nekiriki ngaakuba enduulu banaye muzibitula amazzi ganyokyeza nti lwaki amazzi gakokyeza madde ndinda mmere ti lwaki ojikita amazzi nti madisitulabye ati nga bagwa binya nga bagenda okunoonya emmere ntizibatoledde nga banoonya ekyeggulo kati Buddha n'agamba lwaki kibatawanya ekyo lwaki temukivaako kibalumiza nnyo kuba baali tebafumba manya awaka abatambuze kubafuna kakati munani ekyeggulo bakivaako kakati n'ekyemisana kyebasigaza naye ne bakifunira obudde bwakyo manya abantu kati balina okuleeta emmere kakati abantu bakuleetera emmere n'obanga olya kusawa 4 8 kati obudde obwo bukola bulemesa abantu bamanyi budde bwonyako kwekuba obudde banaffe sawa 5 ze tujja okulirangako basobole okuleeta for practical reasons basobole ogireeta mu budde obumu naye beka abantu bakuleetera emmere baleeta ku sawa 5 sawa 8 naye kino kiba kibamenye kati tuba tubabulira obudde bonna babanyi sawa 5 tetuddamu kulya kubanga ekyo kimala kubanga bwe tuba tulidde ekyenkya n'ekyemisana ezo zimala kati otandika kuliisa mwoyo mubiri oba obanga okolaki okuliisa ekyenkya n'ekyemisana ekyeggulo tandika kuliisa mwoyo ndowooza ekibuzo nkizemu tugenda ku mukolo gwe bayita Buddha Puja
webalesebo webalijjala omukolo gugenda mu maaso gwa Buddha Puja bwe bakuleetera kwatako n'emikono ebiri kalombolombo
akalombolombo akategeeza fena tuwadde mulundi gumu era n'emikisa tafuna mulundi gumu
weewaawo wakati okugaba gonena musobodde kuleeta gonena musobodde kuleeta bimuli temusobodde kuleeta mere mwena naye kati bano baleese kati ekikukwasaako nkitegeera naye nga byeyo nawe njoyinze hands tugiku ndowooza mukitegedde bulungi nnyo
lambula mu Luganda
bassebo ne bannyabo bante ategeezezza nti akalombolombo ako waliwo abantu abazze okutona ebimuli n'emmere naffe ffenna batukwasaako tubeere ng'omukisa tugukwata lumu tuguyole lumu kubanga abamu tetusobodde naye ffenna bwe tukwatako tuba tuwaddeyo lumu emikisa gye bagenda okufuna ffenna tugigabaneko tulirabawo bannaffe abatweyunzeeko abazze okukola omukolo ogwo naye ffenna tugukoledde wamu.
Okay, this is we're going to perform Buddha Puja. This is you'll translate for me.
Okay.
So this ceremony is called Buddha Puja.
The
Buddha.
Nti omukolo guno guyitibwa Buddha Puja era nga guwaayo eri Buddha.
And it signifies what the if you know the importance of giving, you should not start eating without giving something to another person.
Gulambula akalombolombo aka Buddha bw'agamba nti bw'oba omanyi omulamwa gw'okugaba gwe towandiridde nga gwe tonnawaayo eri balala.
That's why we do that. Only to symbolize the importance of generosity and also gratitude to the Buddha for the God.
nti ensonga lwaki tukikoze ekyo okubeera nti tutuukiriza akalombolombo k'okugaba n'okubanga n'omutima ogugaba ate era n'okusinza Buddha.
We are going to start the ceremony. Okay? Namaskar again, Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami, Tatyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tatyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Tatyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Saranagamana sampuna Panatipata Veramani Sikka Padam Samadhiyami. Adinadana Veramani Sikka Padam Samadhiyami. Kame sumi chachara Veramani Sikka Padam Samadhiyami. Musavada Veramani Sikka Padam Samadhiyami. Sura Miraya Majapamadatana Veramani Sikka Padam Samadhiyami. Tisaranena Sadimu Pancha Sira Dhamma Saddukam Surakitam Katva Apamadena Sampadeta Bang. Silena Sugatiyanti Sirena Boga Sampada Sirena Nibbutiyanti Tasma Silam Visudaye. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iripiso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijja charana sampa. Sugatoro kavidu anutaro purisadama saratis. Vamanusana buddho bhagavati sakato bhagavato dhammo sanditiko akaliko opanaiko pachatam veditabo vinyo iti supatipano bhagavato savakasango Savakasango Sami Chipatipano Bhagavato Didam Chatali Pulisa Yugani Ata Pulisa Pugala Savagavato Savakasa Uniyo Pa Uniyo Dakiniyo Anjari Karani Anutara Punya Ketaro Kasati Nivedayami Sambuddha Vitaraga Mahamuni Nimantayami Sugata Puripanya Tata Ganasara Pale Dipena Aman Tiloka Dipam Sambuddha Pujayami Tamono Ganasara Paite Dipena Vanaga Guno petam etam kusuma santatim pujaya muninda sasiri pada saro pujemi buddham kusumena nena Pupamiraya tiyata idame kayo tataya tivinasa adivase tuno bante boya parikapita anukampa upadaya patiga atumu adivase tuno bante paniyam parikapita anukampa patiga tumutama adivase tuno bante sabdasadaya pujita anukampa upa patiga tumutama taja mata devana gamai punyatam anumodita jirakantu lokasasana akasata jabumma devana gamai dika punyatam anumodita jirakantu desana akasata jabum devana gamai dika punyatam anumodita jirakantu mampara itawata chakami Padam punyasa sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya etavada chakame anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya etavada chakame punya sampada sabbe anumodantu sabba sampati Kaina vacha chittena pamadena maya katam acchayam kamame vante puri panya tatagata kaina vacha pamadena maya katam acchayam kamame dhamma sanditiga akalika kaina vacha chittena pamadena maya katam acchayam kamame Supatipana anuttala imina punya kamena mame bala samagam satam samagamo hotu ya sabbe buddha barapata pace kanan cayam baram arahantanan catejena rakandami sabbaso sadhu. So the ceremony of Buddha Puja is finished. So now we are going to, you have almost 1 hour. I handle it to MC. The next time you see us, we'll be down there. So it's all over you. It's yours.
Thank you so much. Okay. Basabo ne banyabo ba monks baffe bagenda kuba bafuluma bagenda ku kyemisana nga batujonyodde. Nja kubasaba ba monks bafuluma ffe tetufuluma tusigale tubeeke ekitono kye tumanya wawe tuzze Uganda Buddhist Center kyeki yatandika ddi lwaki weeri n'ebirala ove artist ngwena nawe kyotegedde olwaleero. Kindly request you that when the monks get out, please we stay behind and we shall be taken through on what Buddhism is, what is meant by Buddhism, the origin of Buddhism, then Uganda Buddhist Center in particular. Kusinziira ku budde bwange abagenyi baffe abayite tulina eddakiika 5 munda wano okubeera nti tumanyaako kino nakiri kusaba mukagaliza ennyindi tugenda ku kyemisana tetugenda okukozesa essaawa emu yokka wakati w'essaawa 6 n'7. N'olw'ensonga eyo beera n'emirembe oba tosobola kutuula wansi tuula ku ntebe. Nategeezeddwa nti entebe ezo ekuba enzikiriza eno bo batuula wansi naye gy'ogenda ebintu bikyuka ensonga lwaki bateekamu entebe ezo nti ffe abatasobola kugondera magulu ago tusobola okutulako waggulu. So oli wa ddembe okusituka n'otulako waggulu. Basebo ne bannyabo tubaaniriza nnyo, mwebale kujja. Wano we tuli bagiyita Uganda Buddhist Center. Buddhism bw'ogenda okusoma nzikiriza, ntegeera, ate era nnono. Eyatandikibwawo wakati w'ekyasa ekyokuna n'ekyomukaaga makati awo. Omusajja Buddha lwe yazaalibwa bwe bagamba. Ebiseera bye yazaalibwamu ate era mwe yasobolera okubikkulirwa n'asomesa. Emyaka gye yasobola okusomesa ate era n'afa. Newankubadde batugamba nti omwezi gwe gumu gwe yazaalibwamu yatandikiramu okusomesa zaamu ate era gwe yafiiramu. Batera n'okugamba abamu ba scholars nti n'ekiseera n'olunaku lwe lumu. Ekyo nno abamu bakitankana naye nga bwe kiri. Kiyinza okuba ekiseera kyali kyekimu n'olunaku lwe lumu, omwezi gwe gumu, naye tusuubira nti tekyali kifo kyekimu. Basebo ne bannyabo, wano we tuli Uganda Buddhist Center, kifo kiri kimu kyokka mu Uganda, tekiwaliwo kirala we kiri. Era ye temple yasooka okuzimbibwa mu mwaka gwa 2005. Ekulemberwa omwami Venerable Bante Badarakita, nti mu Buddhism bw'omala okugenda n'obudaininga n'ofuuka omumonko, ogibwako amannya n'abaana bano betulabye agago n'oweebwa amannya agalina kye gategeeza. Era nga lead monko wano ye Venerable Bante Badarakita. Batulaze nti omwami ono yatandika okubikkulirwa ku nzikiriza ya Buddhism mu myaka eyo egya 1990 mu ggwanga erya India bwe yali akyaddeyo. Ate bwe yavaayo n'agenda mu Amerika yasobola ate okufuukira omumonko n'asoma emyaka 9 ng'ali mu kitundu ekiyitibwa California era gya ordiningibwa. N'avaayo era abuliddeko n'okusomesa. Batutegeeza nti na professor oba visiting professor mu university emu mu Amerika, ate era awandiise obutabo bungi nnyo obwogera ku nzikiriza ya Buddhism. Asobodde okusomesaako mawanga ag'enjawulo mu continents ez'enjawulo omuli Africa, omuli Europe, omuli Australia. Yo gwe tulabye ng'era muntu munnayuganda nga muganda nga n'abazadde abamuzaala we bali wano. So tuli ba mukisa nnyo, tumusaba ayongere okusomesa, Katonda amwongere amaanyi, eggwanga lyaffe aligase. N'olw'ensonga eyo tugenda kubaako okumanya okusinga ku ebyo bye njogeddeko, ng'era omuntu ajja okusooka okutusomesa katuteekeko projector agenda kuyitibwa, sigenda kubeera short, dakiika 10-15 nga tumaliriza. Naye bw'aba nga akyategeka nsaba omwogezi agenda okusooka abeere mukadde waffe ow'ekitiibwa ennyo, omusirikale wa Paapa Kagge yawummula Profili Mwalookweza. Sebo obuuze ku bantu baffe obagambye n'akagambo kamu bubiri weewaawo taata. Nsanyuse nnyo okulaba ku w'ekitiibwa.
Akulu mulina obukulu bwa njawulo abali wano, ne mwenna tuli bagenyi baffe aba Buddha. Sanyusa okubalaba enkya ya leero, okulaba nti muzze okubeerawo nga abajulirwa, okulaba nti mwegatte wamu n'omukulu yazuula sente eno Buddhist sente eno, okulaba nti mwegasse wamu naye, okulaba nti mubeera abagenyi be. Mukoze bulungi era kya muwendo nnyo, tubeebazizza nnyo, mwebale nnyo. Tubaagaliza okubeera wano, kiri mwogezi mulungi naye wabula ekimpadde essanyu okulaba abakulu banzikiriza okula ndi mbaako kyenjogera mukolo nga guno. Ekintu kino kikwata ku bwa Katonda, kikwata ku nzikiriza, olwekyo kitwalibwa nti kikulu nnyo 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 eri ali waggulu wa Mukama Katonda okugyako ekyenjawulo ekiriwo kyokka okulaba nti muzze okwegatta owamu ng'abajulirwa okulaba nti ssente eneggulwawo eddala ekizimbe ekyenjawulo ndowooza obaoliawo kigenda okuggulwawo naye nga wano muzze muli bafawunda muli abamu ku bazoozi abasobodde okutuuka mu kifo kino olwekyo mbatwala nti muli bannamukisa okulaba nti mwewamu kwabo abasobodde okubeera mu kifo kino mbagaliza okubeera wano obulungi nsaba nti muwulire bulungi kubanga Katonda tuli naye omuzozi w'ekifo kino eyasooka yamanyi we twogerera wano ali mu maaso ga Katonda n'olwekyo tayinza butatusobire emikisa okulaba nti otuula kwaffe wano kuvaamu emikisa ate nammwe ku mirimu gyammwe emuvudde nga gyongerwa okuba nti mujja kweyongera okulaba nti mufuna birungi byereere mu ebyo bye mwerekerezza okusobola okujja ku mukolo guno mbagaliza okubeera wano obulungi muwulire bulungi era mube nga mufuna essanyu ery'okubeera wano olw'okuba muli mu maaso ga Katonda mwebale nnyo.
Bassebo ne bannyabo omukulu ava okwogera yewe ekitiibwa Kagge yawummula omusirikale wa Paapa Tofiri Kivumbi mala okweza ate nga ye taata wa Top Monko gwe mulabye wano gwe ayitibwa Venerable Bante Badarakita. Ssebo toyanziza nnyo w'ekitiibwa weebale nnyo weebalirira omukulu oyo okubeera omusirikale wa Paapa kitegeeza obeera representative wa Paapa mu ggwanga mw'oli si bangi nnyo mu Uganda owekitiibwa muli bameka babongerako waliwo abakalondebwa era tebawera 20 naye nga kitegeeze eddiini y'Obukatuliki agirinamu nnyo omukono omusajja azimbye amakereziya naye ate omwana we ye n'asalawo akwate ekkuba eddala ate era n'amukkiriza nasobola n'okumuwagira kubanga ye kyayogedde nti yenna asigala Katonda we tunoonya. Those who don't understand Uganda, the gentleman standing before us is owekitiibwa Tofiri Kivumbi mala okweza who happens to be the father to the most venerable Bante Badarakita, who is also the Pope's representative. They are called the Pope's Knights. There are not many in Uganda. Being a Pope Knight means you are a dedicated soldier of Catholicism, which means it is a very big indicator of who he is as far as that religion is concerned. So we are very appreciative to him that as much as his son took a different path of Buddhism, he still supports him and believes it is all in all that he's the same God that you are all looking for. Thank you so much. Owekitiibwa. Bassebo ne bannyabo bw'oba oyisimu omukutu gwa ebintu bino byonna omukolo gugenda live tuli mu gustreaminga live n'olw'ensonga eyo bw'oba oyina essimu yo ng'oli ku social media ku YouTube ku Twitter oba ku Facebook gendayo osharing era olayikinge kubanga gugenda mu maaso essaawa eno. Osobola okuteekamu Uganda Buddhist Center oba Vesak Day Celebration. Vesak is VESAK, then celebration. Bassebo ne bannyabo kambawo omwogezi omulala. Our speaker of the day is Mr. Andrew Bakachi, who is going to take us through what Uganda Buddhist Center is, where I started from and where we are. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, the MC. Mine is going to be very brief in the interest of time. And Bante Badarakita made a very short introduction of himself. I'm not going to go there. But some people might be wondering, what does the Uganda Buddhist Center do and what does it stand for? Bante went to India to study business and he ended up into Buddhism. The teaching fascinated him and he decided to take it on, where he actually went to the US to study. So when he came back, this was his first temple, a mobile temple. So it was a tent. He could just station it somewhere and preach. And as you can also see in the second picture, sorry that you can't see it, but in the second picture we see his first devotees. There were 5, which also signifies the advent of Buddhism in Uganda. The Buddha himself started with 5 devotees that he preached his teaching to. And the same Bhante also started with 5 devotees. Then when he came back, he established the Uganda Buddhist Center to be a source of Buddhism in Africa. And we had centers in Africa of Buddhism, one in Tanzania, there was one in South Africa. But all these, they lacked one element. So Bhante wanted to introduce Buddhism with an African flavor, so that Africans can also relate to the teaching, because as we shall see, the Dharma which the Buddha taught is actually related to African traditional wisdom. So the center's vision is to preach peace, and the mission is to preserve the Buddha's teachings in its pure form. And we have core values here as compassion, integrity, service to people. And also the other thing is that the main reason was to exemplify the practice of Buddhism into society. New approach to education that responds to the conditions and needs of contemporary African societies, especially in Uganda within a clear Buddhist ethos. The principles of Ubuntu, which are based on the recognition of our common humanity, show interdependence. When used to describe an individual, denotes wisdom, kindness, and self-confidence. So these principles are clearly in harmony with Buddhist teachings, and the aim is to combine Buddhism and the Ubuntu principles as the philosophical base for education program at the school. So we started with preschool, and the preschool has so far 24 children. We are taking a low ratio of teacher-student. The reason is that we want a teacher to engage with students, so the class is not crowded and learners can pick quickly. The model is quite different from the traditional norm of school in Uganda and Africa in general. That's why we have low number. And the next phase is to establish a primary school, and the primary school will also have the same model. Not so many students, because we want to have a very good model for the rest of Uganda. So for the preschool, we started in 2019, and that's our first batch. And the first batch also organized an awareness of the environment, also to teach values to children where they are still young, to take care and responsible of the environment where they live. So for that, they also planted a tree to mark this Environment Day, as you can see. And the other element about the school is that we have introduced mindfulness-based education. mindfulness is a teaching embedded in Buddhism, which means being present or aware in the present moment. So it's a technique used in various places that has been incorporated in therapy, in psychology, in schools, in banks, in various places to help boost mental health. So we are introducing because we want the student to be attentive in class. So mindfulness helps them to increase attention to their teachers and even to themselves, because it allows you to listen to your body, listen to your mind. What does the body say? What does the heart say? So this is very, very critical. We also have a program where we reach out to various schools. We have volunteers that come from various parts of the world, and we send these volunteers to schools, neighboring schools especially, to share their knowledge. Some of these people are engineers, like this one came from Australia, is an electronic engineer. He used to work with Alcatel. So he was sharing physics and maths with students of primary 7 of St. Paul, Blega, in just the nearby town. We also provide scholastic materials to school-going children, and this is very, very important because some children cannot attend school because they don't have the materials they need to study, so they quite often disturb. So we provide that support as well. We have another program that we started recently, and that is the computer training program. The World Economic Forum, once in a report of 2013, they said digitization, the mass adoption of connected digital services by consumers, enterprises, and governments boosted the world economic output by nearly $200 billion, and created 6 million jobs. So we believe that by providing these computer-based skills, we can help to increase employment opportunities, and also this will facilitate the establishment of a Buddhist-founded higher institute of research, innovation, and technology. That's our vision, because we want to provide the best with an integration of mindfulness. So, as you can see, the learners, the lab is just down there set up. And last year, there are some students that graduated in this program. We also have the Women Economic Empowerment Project or program, and we teach various skills to women around the village so that they can be able to increase their household income. The skill is very, very important because if you don't have a skill, you cannot survive in this complex and challenging world. So that's why we provide skills including making these handcrafted shoes, beads from recycled materials, and then we have recently added this sewing project. So we also want to invest in teaching them how to make cardigans and sweaters so that they can be able to increase their income at home. So basically creating jobs for women. The same for youth. Carpentry is so far what we've succeeded in providing to the youth at the temple here. We also have WASH, that's the Water and Sanitation project, where we provide water to rural communities, water-stressed areas. So far, we have about 15 boreholes that we've drilled across the country. So this picture shows the inauguration of one of the boreholes at St. Paul Primary School in Vlega. And these are some of the pictures also showing similar projects. We further have Hunger Relief Program. Many people are hungry, not because sometimes they're poor, but because we have food, but sometimes we do not know that we have food. I have been so fortunate to travel to Asia, and I noticed that in Asia they eat the young jackfruit as curry. The young jackfruit as curry, and also mangoes as curry. But here we just waste it, and we say there's no food, there's no food. But we have the food. We have abundance. So in this program we try to teach people that you have food surrounding you. You just have to understand that this is food, this is not food. So with Hunger Relief, we have also been able to feed children from around the village. We have also 20 orphans that we provide food to from the village. And the main idea is to relieve them of hunger. Also during the COVID-19 pandemic last year, we supplied food to local people. And as we can see, the local, the mayor of Katavi, Mr. Ronald Kalema, together with Bante, supplying food. The novice ordination program and monastic education. This is very, very important, as I mentioned earlier, that mindfulness is a key aspect in education. So by providing this sort of monastic education, we empower the mind to be creative, to be rational, and to be innovative, so that these children can survive in a more complex and challenging world. There's so many challenges. If you're not creative, then you can't survive. Otherwise, you're just going to be begging and begging. So this program teaches innovation by empowering the mind. We are promoting mental health through meditation. This is we organize meditation retreats where various people from various traditions, they come and meditate together to increase on their mental health. So this group of nuns from University of Kisubi, they participated, and the late Father Everest Ankwansize of Kisubi, they also participated in this program, and they actually invited Bante to University of Kisubi to give mindfulness-based sessions at the university. So this program is very exclusive in a way that it empowers, it boosts your mind, and people get stressed always. This program is good for you. We also have events like Vesak celebration, like today we're celebrating Vesak. We also celebrate Katina. This event was Katina. Katina is the day of the last 3 rains retreat. The 3 rains retreat is a retreat for monks for 3 months. And it comes way back from the time of the Buddha, where monks stay in one place for 3 months, meditating and enlightening themselves. So at the end of it, they have this ceremony, and lay devotees, they come to offer food and actually robes to the monks. This robe is very, very special. So we have the Sri Lankan devotees in Uganda celebrating this event. We also have the International Buddhist Day, which was also accepted by United Nations, which happens 8th every April internationally. So this day also marks the birth, the enlightenment, and the passing away of the Buddha. It's a very significant day, and this day we're joined by various people in various capacities. So we have such events. We have a bigger plan. We have a bigger plan of expanding the center's activities across the country. And also, Bante has a vision of expanding Buddhism throughout the African continent so that people of African descent can experience the Dharma. The Dharma is like the gospel of Jesus. So the Dharma is the gospel of the Buddha. The message of peace, so that people can experience peace, inner peace. And when we say peace, we don't mean the absence of war, because every time we have confusion is inside ourselves. We have conflicting ideas inside us. But how do you make a very clear decision or a clear path of which you're to take? So meditation gives you this power. And one of the features of the Dharma is that come see for yourself. That does not convert. No. He tells you that suffering, this is the cause of suffering, and this is the way out of suffering. What he called the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths is, the Buddha say, there is suffering in this life. Suffering manifesting as physical disease, and suffering manifesting as mental disease. Quite often we get stressed, fear, worry, tension, depressed as well. All of these are mental diseases because at that particular moment you experience stress. You're not happy at all. So this sort of disease, he said, is the worst disease, because with a physical disease you can get a treatment for it. Maybe if you have malaria, let's say for instance, you can go to hospital and you get the treatment. But the mental disease is very severe. So that's why he prescribed meditation as a remedy for all of this. So, and meditation is not for only Buddhists. Even when you're from Hindu tradition, you're Christian, Muslim, you can still meditate and get the same benefit. So don't think, if I meditate, I'll become a Buddhist. No, you won't become a Buddhist, but you will empower your mind. So then the second truth was about the cause of suffering. The cause of suffering is greed, is hatred, is ignorance. And the ignorance he talks about is that you suffer, but you mistake suffering to be happiness because of sensual pleasure. So this is the main cause of our suffering. And that's why he says, these three you cannot touch them. They're not physical. They're inside our mind. Greed, attachment. You get attached to something, and when you get separated to something you're attached to, there's bound to be pain. There's some amount of pain you experience. So it's like you get gum and put these palms together. To separate them, you're going to feel pain, isn't it? So this is what happens with attachment. Attachment to material things is very, very dangerous, causes us suffering. And then the third noble truth is the truth about cessation to suffering. It says, okay, despite there's this problem, this is the cause of it, we can still come out of it. And that's why in the fourth noble truth, he says, practice the noble eightfold path. Right mindfulness. You must cultivate, develop right mindfulness, right effort, right attitude, and right view or understanding of reality. With this presentation, allow me to end here in the interest of time. Thank you so much for listening, and happy Vesak Day.
Basebo ne bannyabo tweyanziza nnyo mukulu bakaki atulambulidde Uganda Buddhist Center gy'eva n'omukulu ebintu byatuuseeko. Twongera okwaniriza bamaama mu Katonda basisita bazze ku mukolo guno olwaleero, tweyanziza nnyo, mwebale kujja. Basebwe ne bannyabo mukulu bakaki ensonga zayogeddeko nze ganze nkuttemu ntono, naye nga ze nkuttemu olw'olulimi olw'oluzungu lwesitategeera bulungi. Ntegeddemu nti Buddhism tetulina abalina ogigobera si bwe bokka bokka, oba ogobera ensonga za Buddhism si bwe bokka 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 baba basazeewo okufuuka. Nange ali mu ddiini yange ey'Obukatuliki nsobola okusigala nga ninamu byenkwatamu. Okusinziira ntegedde nti tulina okukkiriza nti okubonaabona mu nsi gyekuli, ne tumanya ebireeta okubonaabona, then nva ntya mu kubonaabona, ye suffering. Ekyokubiri kyenjizeemu, ntegedde nti ebintu ebimu bireetebwa nsonga nga 3: omululugube, obukyayi, n'okwekwasa ku bintu olutakya, bibireetera abantu ffe okubonaabona. Weefuula nti buli kintu mu nsi ogenda kukifuna, oyagala buli kimu okifuna, manya ogenda kutta, ogenda kulimba, ogenda kulyaza amaanya, ogenda kukola ki okusobola okutuukiriza omulugube ogwo. Bw'oneegamba nti olina obukyayi gwe buli n'okuuma ku mutima ebbanga lyonna, obeerawo nga gwe weerwaza. Natugamba nti obulwadde bwa mirundi ebiri, obukwata omubiri n'obukwata obwongo. Buddhism nange kyenayigayo nti waliyo ensonga emu kuzisookebwako enkulu eyitibwa meditation, nti obwongo bwaffe bulwala naye tebulina ddagala. Omusujja gukwata ku mubiri ko n'ogenda ne bajjanjaba, naye obwongo bwo tewali we bajjanjaba. Olw'ensonga eyo gw'osobola okwejjanjaba nga okoze kye bayita meditation. So oba mu Bukatuliki ese bw'ekitiibwa Musigala Paapa waffe nga tutudde nabweru osobola okutuula teetinga obwongo bwo n'obuwummuza n'obujjanjaba eddakiika 3 nga tebulina kye bulowoozaako mu nsi eno, n'owejjako ennaku, n'owejjako ebirowoozo, n'owejjako essanyu, n'ogamba obwongo buno kamujjanjaba eddakiika eza 3 z'otudde ng'omeditatinze bw'onaayiga okumeditatinga okulungi. Waliwo ne walking meditation ng'otambula omeditatinga. Ogenda okwekanga nga obwongo obuzuukusizza oba obujjanjabi. Taata gwe ku myaka gyayita ng'olina emyaka 5 w'ekitiibwa, kimanyi nti okyajjukira ebintu ebimu ebyakutuukako. Kati kompyuta etajjula etakoowa yo tugijjanjaba ddi meditation. Kati ekyo gwe nkikutte n'abalala mukikwate. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Njagala okubuuza oba omukulu Ronald Kalema waali tanatuuka. Njagala mukulu ziri basanga sebo ojje olw'oku by'otugamba. Tusigaze eddakiika 15 okugenda ku kyemisana. Nyongere kikaatiriza. Eliani menu oba lanchi. Nze butalya kanyama ntabuka. Naye kyekyo. Mwami ziri kusanga.
Ebimu ku bikuleetera okutabuka obyogeddeko. Attachment. Basabo ne bannyabo, bataata, bamaama, mwenna mbalamusizza muli mutya nno. Mwebala okujja, amannya agange bampita ziri basanga Robert, Sabo Mwami Frank. Ekintu kino nga kitandika twaliwo era tukyaliwo. Mbadde General Secretary wa Uganda Buddhist Center okuva mu mwaka gwe 2011. Njagala kusiima mwenna abazze. Uganda Buddhist Center erimu ebirungo bingi. I don't know that it's comfortable for all of us. Uganda ebirungo bingi ebiri mu Uganda Buddhist Center. Buli lw'otuukawo toddayo nga bw'ozze. Okuva mu mwaka 2011 najja wano ne mukwano gwange, badde musuubidde okubeera wano naye ndowooza obudde bwe mukuttemu. Mwami Kabogoza Tom musuubira okubeera wano. Beera ey'obwongo batugambe obulwadde obwo obukwata obwongo nga tusobola bukwatako stress, ambition tezituukiridde, kyobadde oyagala okukwata tokikutte, tutera okufuna stress. wesinkana mwami Tom Kabogoza nangamba nti tufuneko obudde ebya politics soko biveemu tugendeko egaruga ndinaye muganda wange atandise Buddhist Center naye simanyi Buddhism ndowooza nawulirako kigambo Buddha nga ndi mu P6 P7. That's when I heard about Buddha Gautama in history. That's the much I heard. So he advised that let us go to the Buddhist Center, we can do meditation. He talked to me a lot of things, and I said, okay, let's go. So when I reached here, we started, we interacted with the most vulnerable Bante, and we started learning a few things, like what Andrew has been talking about. I can assure you, I've not remained the same. I have control over my life, control over my emotions, control over everything, including my finances, including anything, even in relationships. Levels of tolerance. When you talk about greed, when you talk about those things which make us restless, there is only one prescription: meditation. When you meditate and you recover your full potential of your brain, because stress reduces your potential. In fact, in Uganda, among us, the Bantu, we say, obusungu bukolachi buli akamagezi. I don't know whether it's in Uganda, but in Rusoga it's there. When you are angry, your levels of your wisdom goes. You make wrong judgments. That's why even in English they say never make decisions while you are angry. So issues of the mind, state of your mental health, take this bullet shot meditation. It allows you to disengage from the high gear of let me kick her, let me abuse her. All these, you disengage, you put in a neutral. You take a sane decision. That is one of the biggest benefits I have benefited or got at Uganda Buddhist Center. I'm a politician. Until recently, when the president sworn in, I have been the district chairman of the district local government. I am still the district chairman of NRM. And my output is quite different, very different. If you listen to what happens in local governments, in local councils, fighting, quarreling, deals, all these things, when you made it down. Actually, my definition of meditation is the only handbrake or brake system that you must apply in your life, in your daily life. Talk about the way you sleep. Talk about the way you wake up. Talk about the way you meet the first person. Talk about how others treat you and how you respond. Soko kakane. Boli chintu. Soko kwatim. Meditate. Think deep inside before you take action. In our English course book in primary, there is a passage, a story. It was look before you act. For some of us who studied those days, we had the Nile English course, book 6 and book 7, I think from book 5, 6 and 7. Look before you act. The other day, the Minister of Disaster was giving a a speech, Honorable Musecholu, and he said, in life, some of us shoot, then we aim. You get the gun, shoot, then you now start getting the target. It's the other way around. Get the target and aim and shoot. These are bits of tabi of meditation. You have been meditating many times, but you are not conscious and you're not aware that you are meditating. Thinking deeply about something before you do take an action. That's meditation. Taking the mind tied a little lower and get the grip of where you want it to be and then have it, that's meditation. Not taking decisions in haste. Now not diamond. Now immediate. Think about it, Dr. Joko. This, when I came here, I found you had been here already, and I think the little I shared with you this morning is part of exactly what it is. So when you come to Uganda Buddhist Center, it's not about conversion, it's not about indoctrination. No. Here it's about free information. Pick it, use it, enjoy it. I'm happy it has been clearly said. Sometimes when people see you coming to Uganda Buddhist Center, they say, no, that one is also Buddhist. No. This is a saucepan full of free knowledge attached to nothing. Pick what you want. What you don't want, go away. Those of us who have come here have enjoyed the soup, the pudding, and we shall continue coming, and want to encourage all those who have come for the first time, who have come for the second time. Come, and come again. There is a lot to learn, to see, to change our way of doing things. Either business, in our marriages, in how we relate to our families, our children, how we relate with our the government, how we relate with in life. It's about life. As long as you are still alive, you need some of these survival instincts, some of these doses of knowledge. Abasomedda up to today, they are still learning. Kubanga fe mu Africa tugamba nti okusoma tekukola ki tekugwa. It is only those who are half-baked that will tell you they are full of knowledge. Our bucket for knowledge is always half full. Master of Ceremonies atugambye nti obudde tulina butono. Ndina essanyu lingi nti olwaleero I've been part of the Vesak Day. I have been one of those lucky people who have related to Uganda Buddhist Center. And if I tell you some of the magic shots I've got here, you'll not believe. When 2011 I lost my election, 2016 when I went, I came and I meditated here for about 1 hour with the monk. In the ordinary setting, we say Nansabida. I want to say to you, I passed unopposed. Nobody contested with me in 2016. It's miraculous. There are many things I'm telling you, we just need to get time. And let us not come to Uganda Buddhist Center only when we have been invited for such an event. It's open Monday to Monday. We have resident monks who are here to attend to you on all your issues. I want to welcome njagala kubategeeza nti Kyabazinga wa Busoga, His Royal Highness Gabula Kadumbula owokuna agenda kubeera naffe mu kiseera konna okuva kati, era ttiimu ye ebisookayo mu maaso etuuse. So tumusuubira akaseera konna agenda kubeera naffe akaseera katono because of his busy schedule, but asiimye okubeera naffe olwaleero mukolo guno. Ebirala byonna tujja kweyongera oku interacting in the interest of time. Let me stop it there. Robert Ziribasanga is my name. Ndi mwana wa Buyende ewe Busoga wa Kyabazinga. Gavula owokuna afunvuwe.
Tweyanza nnyo ssebo, webale nnyo Mr. Robert Ziribasanga. Nina omukisa nze yabeerako naawe n'akolako naawe. Naye wali tuwambulira ekyama gye kyava yakusabira kuwangula kalulu kali. Basebe ne bannyabo mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala. Bano obudde bukyali. Munda ze ndi mukooye nnyo, ssaawa zigenda bugenzi kubeera mukaaga. Tugenda genda mu kyemisana naye nga tetunagenda. Right on the agenda, our next speech is coming from Mr. Gihan De Silva, the Sri Lankan devotee at the Uganda Buddhist Center. Kaje, within a period of 3-5 minutes, he gives his speech. Then afterwards, we are going to be going to Kubalaga, where to go, everyone, for our lunch. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Darwan Saranai for. My name is Gihan De Silva. I represent the Sri Lankan community at the moment, and thank you so much for having me here, and it is a great honor for me to be a part of the Vesak ceremony. In brief, I will take back 2,600 years when Prince Siddhartha was born, and in 35 years his lifestyle was meaningless. We all know that what we do is we wake up in the morning, we have a schedule, we go to do our business, and then we come back. Then there was a time he saw that himself, he's a prince, he has all the needs that he wants, but he is not helping the community. So when he was 29 years old, he left the whole house. He went to find the peace in his mind. And after 7 years of developing his mindset, he enlightened as a Buddha. He lived 80 years, and he shares this beautiful, peaceful philosophy, which we, as Sri Lankans, 80% of our community is Buddhist, and we all very honored to follow his path. So, what is Buddhism? It's not all about the 5 precepts. Buddhism is all about you are developing your mindset to a next level where you find peace. We all know we all have needs. Our needs are not ending. Every day we need our needs. But if you follow Buddhism, the 5 principles, those precepts become discipline. They make us disciplined. So the Buddhism is more about thinking out of the box and being kind to all the human beings, animals, every living being in this earth, including trees, everything. So in that moment, Vesak ceremony is, I heard a couple of speech, they were talking about Vesak. I don't need to take so much time to explain what is Vesak. And these 3 incidents which has happened in these 80 years, Siddhartha's birth, enlightenment in 39 years, and then at 80 years, his passing away, happened in a very beautiful day in month of May in full moon. So full moon is the whole world. Where the full moon is, there's no darkness. It is bright. Every corner of the world, everywhere, it is bright. So as Buddhists, we believe that day is a very generous day. So we are right now proudly. I'm 43 years old and I'm born Buddhist. We've been doing this culture, and I remember about 15 years ago when this temple, Bante, was starting. I think I was part of assembling these things, and I'm very proud and honored. And up to today, we are with the temple. Now, the importance of the temple is why we need a temple, because these all practices, we do it at one time. So when we come to the temple, we forget about our hatreds, our need, our anything. We come here, we look at each other, we greet each other, we make happy, we feel so happy. Even I used to come, I'm coming every week if it is possible. I used to come at least twice a month. Nothing. I just come here, I talk to my Supreme Buddha, I pray, I get peace. And when I go back here, I'm also having an ambition that I don't want to hurt anyone. So, and it is very important, we are having a monastery and the temple to be set up. I remember the very first day we had this. Now where we are, it's amazing, unbelievable. And I think any religion, not only Buddhist, any religion, as far as we can expand the knowledge, we can share the knowledge among the other people, it doesn't matter, we need a label. We all have cars, we all think I have a BMW, and another one has a Corolla. But what it does is the most important thing. That's what Buddha explained. You need to move from here to there. You don't need to have a BMW or anything. But BMW has a very unique thing, which is it has an airbag. Safety is better. So what is Buddha's saying, the safety? It is the merit you can do, the best thing that you can do. Give out people, make people happy, don't hurt anyone. So saying that, I believe we, after 15 years, we're having a very successful Vesak ceremony. And last year, one of the lay people can do, in Buddhism, lay people can do the most highest merit event is called Katina Chivara Puja. And we have done that last year. It is unfortunate because of the situation we had, we could not gather this kind of a ceremony. But this year also, I'll take opportunity to invite all of you in November, month of November. We're going to be having the same ceremony. And thank you very much. And Teruan Saranai.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, ngenda kutwala omukisa guno mba muli az'amaanyi nnyo, tulina omuntu atwegasseeko ow'amaanyi ennyo mu kutandika Uganda Buddhist Center, ow'ekitiibwa Kabogoza Tom Mukomazi ayimirire ajje ne wano ababuuzireko. Omukulu oyo gwe mulaba y'omu ku bafounder ba Uganda Buddhist Center. Personally, I was introduced here by him. Sebo tusanyuse nnyo okulabako. Sebo tusanyuse nnyo okulabako. Sebo akazinda kaka.
Ngakakwata, I just have one last thing I forgot to say, which you must go back with today. When you come to Uganda Buddhist Center, you meet people. You meet people. Let's make friends. Let's make friends when we're here. So if you came alone, after here, you'll have a friend you carry home. Not on your hand, but in your mind. Let's share contacts. Let's feel free to interact. Meet everybody here. There is no limitation. As long as you have a mask on, meet and please interact. Asante sana. Tom, this is the man I was talking about who introduced me to this place. Sir, you are most welcome.
Thank you, Director. Most of those, they are not around. I am requesting that I'll have both Luganda and English where possible. But I welcome you all here. I know some of you we've met before. Some of you we've not met before. But all in all, people meet people.
So deep in my heart, I'm just glad to see all of you here.